Carrie Underwood booed on American Idol? The backlash no one saw coming. Carrie Underwood walked onto the American Idol stage as one of the most successful artists the show has ever produced. 8 Grammy Awards, multi-platinum albums, sold-out tours, decades of dominance. And yet, during Hollywood Week, something unexpected happened. She got booed. Not once. Not subtly. Loud enough that she admitted it publicly. And almost instantly, the internet turned it into something far bigger than television. This wasn't just about Idol anymore. It became political, cultural, personal. So what really sparked this firestorm? It didn't begin on the Idol stage. It began months earlier, in Washington, D.C., when Carrie took to X and casually revealed, "Spoiler alert, I get booed a lot from our Hollywood Week audience." She probably expected a mix of support and criticism. What she got instead was a digital war zone. Within minutes, the replies filled with accusations. Some blunt, some angry, some outright hostile. People weren't critiquing her judging style. They weren't debating her music. They were talking politics. "You sang for a madman," one user wrote. Others accused her of aligning with MAGA. A few dismissed her as a has-been, despite the numbers telling a completely different story. The tone wasn't disappointment. It was punishment. But here's what made the situation explosive. Carrie didn't apologize. She didn't clarify. She didn't retreat. And that silence spoke volumes. The moment that ignited all of this traces back to January, when she performed "America the Beautiful" at President Donald Trump's inauguration. It should have been straightforward. A patriotic song. A ceremonial event. A professional appearance. Except the music failed mid-performance. Dead silence in the rotunda. Cameras rolling. Political tension thick in the air. Most artists would have stumbled. Some would have stopped. Carrie didn't blink. She launched into an a cappella version so steady and controlled that even critics admitted it was technically flawless. Jason Aldean later praised her composure, calling it a pro move. From a performance standpoint, it was a masterclass. But politically, it was gasoline on a fire. Daytime hosts like Joy Behar questioned whether performing at the inauguration normalized the presidency. Social media erupted. Screenshots circulated showing celebrities liking memes mocking her appearance at the event. Mandy Moore, Ariana Grande, Nancy Lee Grahn openly stated she could no longer look at Carrie the same way. It wasn't about how she sang. It was about where she stood. And in 2025, neutrality isn't accepted as neutrality anymore. That's the part most headlines miss. Carrie has built her career on staying largely apolitical. She's avoided partisan endorsements. She rarely comments on political controversies. She's focused on music, faith, family, and fitness. But in the current climate, showing up at an inauguration isn't seen as ceremonial. It's seen as allegiance. And once that perception forms, it hardens. Hollywood, historically, leans overwhelmingly left. Country music's core audience often leans conservative. Carrie sits at the intersection of those worlds. Idol is a mainstream television juggernaut produced within a Hollywood ecosystem. That audience may not overlap perfectly with the country fanbase that fills arenas for her tours. So when boos surfaced during Hollywood Week, it wasn't random. It was symbolic. But then something else happened. John Rich stepped in. The outspoken country artist didn't hedge his words. "Good," he wrote. "The last thing you want is Hollywood thinking well of you." That single sentence reframed the narrative. Suddenly, boos weren't humiliation. They were validation. A badge of honor. A sign she hadn't bent under pressure. Fans rallied hard. "Stay with your values," one wrote. "You're on the right side of history," said another. Comments flooded in reminding her that her base wasn't going anywhere. If anything, they argued, this would strengthen it. And historically, that pattern holds. In polarized climates, backlash doesn't always shrink a career. It can sharpen loyalty. When an artist is perceived as attacked for their beliefs, their core audience often doubles down. Streaming spikes. Merchandise sells. Engagement climbs. Controversy fuels visibility. That's the paradox. The very criticism meant to isolate her may have fortified her brand. But there's a deeper question underneath all of this. Should performing at an inauguration automatically brand an artist politically? Artists across decades have performed for presidents of both parties. It was once considered civic, not partisan. That line has blurred dramatically in recent years. To some, Carrie's appearance symbolized unity. To others, it symbolized endorsement. Intent and interpretation rarely match in hypercharged environments. And she hasn't wavered from her original explanation. When she accepted the invitation, she said she loves the country and was honored to answer the call in the spirit of unity. She emphasized avoiding political mudslinging. That statement hasn't changed. But perception often outweighs explanation. Now the stakes aren't just online reactions. They involve her position as an American Idol judge. Credibility, industry relationships, public image. Idol viewers span a broad political spectrum. Judges are expected to critique talent, not carry cultural battle lines onto the stage. And yet here we are. The boos aren't just noise. They're a reflection of the broader cultural fracture inside entertainment. The idea that artists must declare allegiance. That silence equals consent. That participation equals endorsement. Carrie Underwood may have thought she was singing a patriotic song. To some viewers, she was making a statement. The irony. She hasn't changed her message. She hasn't shifted her tone. She hasn't escalated. She hasn't attacked critics. She simply continues working. That restraint may be the most strategic move of all. Because outrage cycles burn fast. Loyalty lasts longer. So what happens next? Does the controversy fade as the season progresses? Do audiences move on to the next headline? Or does this mark a permanent shift in how certain viewers see her? That depends on one thing: whether fans care more about her politics or her voice. And right now, both sides seem louder than ever. Let me know what you think.
Thank you, my viewer. I hope you keep it here on my channel for more discoveries on all the celebrities' untold journeys. Like, comment, and subscribe on Hajararama channel. Thank you so much.